Did me and him talk about the Kendrick and Drake battle? Hell yeah, of course we did.
Hello again and welcome back to another one, and Royce the 5'9" is back. As if you recall, we got reports a while back about a condition the Detroit legend was going through that affected his voice and ability to rap. And we got updates from Royce on his health right now, and we also got some of his takes on hot topics in the hip-hop space since he's been gone. His thoughts on Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, Jay-Z getting roasted after that interview over the comments he made linked to battle rap, a conversation he had with Eminem on Kendrick vs. Drake, his beef with Lupe Fiasco, and fallout with King Crooked and Joel Ortiz over moves they made that buried Slaughterhouse, and much more, as things got quite chaotic based on what Royce said about the convo he had with Eminem. And before we dive in, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to drop a like and comment to go with it at the end of the video, and subscribe if you haven't to stay updated. And starting with Royce's condition, we got an update.
Well, what up? I want to thank y'all for all the well wishes and the prayers and stuff. The speech is coming along well. Just giving y'all like a update. It put me out of commission for a second. I wasn't able to record for like a long ass time, but I'm back. I'm back in here taking baby steps, trying to get some shit recorded. But I feel good, and I appreciate y'all. Really appreciate y'all. You gotta remember, I've been making music for like 30 years nonstop. So to go that long period of time and not be able to make music, it affected me mentally, like emotionally, and just I was learning a lot about myself. Like I recall just times I'd be sitting around thinking to myself like, damn, I really don't like to do nothing else but rap. So I tell the youngins, you gotta find other shit that you're passionate about and that you love, you know what I mean? Because you just never know. It's like an injured NBA player. Imagine sitting on the sideline and watching your team win or lose, or just watching your peers out there doing what they were born to do, and you still got it, but you can't do it because something is holding you back from doing that. And in my case, a long period of time where I didn't even know what even was causing it. So it's one of those things where it's just like you live, you learn. But it definitely tested all of it tested all of my strength and all of the stuff that I used to be online talking about. Because it's real easy to give advice, but when you got to start living by the advice that you used to give when stuff is happening to you, it's a whole different story. It's easy to tell somebody just hang in there and keep high hopes and high spirits, you know what I'm saying? When it's just like shit, you just feel down, you know what I mean? So I never want to be in a situation where so much of my happiness depends on me being able to do something, rather it's creative, or I've been looking for other ways to just find fulfillment.
And I believe it is safe to say that we may never get a proper Eminem interview moving forward. Just check out Royce's reaction to Jay-Z's last interview that pretty much turned out to be a PR disaster for the rapper, in my opinion.
So what's been up? What did I miss? Tell me what I missed. My man said we needed Benzino disc. Why in the world would I need to do that? Did he say something else? Why we needed Benzino disc? I feel like Benzino ain't said nothing about none of us in a long time. But I've been really just like super laser focused on my health. I ain't been really like around too many artists or been talking to nobody. My speech, when it's like at its worst, I don't even get on the phone because you can't. It's not clear over the phone. It sounds way worse over the phone than it does in person. So I ain't been really talking to no rappers like that or no artists like that. But I've been keeping up with what's happening. What y'all think about what Jay-Z said about battling that everybody keep talking about? Y'all felt like he was tripping? Because I don't feel like it was received the way he intended it. The way people was taking it. RJ Payne, the worst banger. If I were Jay-Z, I'd never do another interview again. People, we had a place. My bad. We had a place in the culture right now where it's like it's a whole lot of mics on right now, and it's a whole lot of people speaking. And I don't feel like everybody needs to be speaking. So it's like I feel like everybody is the most critical that they've been in culture. Everything is under the microscope. So the people who don't usually hang their hat on doing a whole lot of talking, the Jay-Z, the Beyonce, Marshall, I just would never do another interview because it's like everything getting bust down, broken down, read into. I feel like he was just saying, I don't think he was talking about battling from top to bottom like URL, and I don't think he talking about the healthy battling. I think he talking about battling on that level when it start going real personal, and then it causes like that divide in the fans and all the mess and bad energy that came with it. I think he was asking, was it worth it? Besides the music that we got out of it, everything else that came with it, was it worth it? And I kind of posed the same question, because shit ain't really been the same since.
And Royce went on about how the battle between Kendrick and Drake took a turn for the worst.
Like it's not even a space where you could be fans of Kendrick and Drake at the same time. It's like the fans making you pick a side, the culture making you pick a side. I feel like camps, different people from camps is making it known that if you fuck with them, you ain't fucking with us. And then the lawsuit, everything that came with that, I don't feel like none of that is good for the culture, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing that I could say about that battle is it seemed like it was real smoke, so it was necessary. Sometimes if it's just necessary, it's just necessary. But I can't honestly say that I'm a fan of everything that came with it in terms of just all of that energy. Because I felt like at one point I was always on my phone because I wanted to keep up with it. It kept my attention when they was rapping. And then it got to a point where I stopped even wanting to get on my phone because everything on my timeline was just one big argument between, you know, like all the conspiracy, and it was just messy. That part of it wasn't really fun to me. So imagine if every time two people went at it, especially if it's two juggernauts. Imagine if every time two juggernauts went at it, it came with all of that. I wouldn't be looking forward to that. What they both went through, both camps went through, I wouldn't be looking forward to that from nobody really. You know what I'm saying? Like some of that shit we don't even really need to know.
Now, apart from some fans trying to set up Royce with some wild questions in front of his wife,
if somebody said you was with Bernice Burgos.
I was with what?
Bernice Burgos.
I was with her. What you mean?
Banging her.
I've never seen that lady in my life. Why in the hell would you even come here and say some shit like that? I'd rather they say I'm on Ozempic.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Hey, bro, come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
Royce also expanded on what went down between him and Lupe Fiasco.
And they want you to make up with certain people that I won't name.
Who y'all want me to make up with? I ain't got no enemies. Who I got to make up with?
They say Lupe
I got to make up with Lupe?
and Cricket.
Man, what the fuck? I'm trying to figure out what Lupe I understand, because I still think about that situation sometimes, and I'm glad I pulled out of it when I did. I wish I would have pulled out a little bit earlier, but a spur of the moment misunderstanding with somebody who you consider a friend publicly, and then you kind of just lose your temper and then call the person a bitch or call him out his name. I'm trying to grow out of doing shit like that. Like my emotional intelligence or lack thereof is very important to me. It's something that I'm working on, and I understand that that's a character flaw that I have. You know what I mean? So
You're a Cancer.
I think about that, and it's like I can look back at it. I can only look back at it and be like, yeah, I could have handled that different. You know what I mean? Even though I felt like I was being disrespected, I responded with greater disrespect, and then it just snowballed from there. And somebody should have been mature enough to get out ahead of it, to keep it from spiraling out of control like that, and just turn into something that's just entertaining to fans, where it's not really entertaining for us. It's not really doing anything for us. It's just entertaining other people at the expense of a relationship and potential bad energy. And I mean, y'all know how they do it in Chicago, and y'all know how they do it in Detroit. People get hurt behind shit like that. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a part of nothing like that. You know what I mean? So I'll see Lupe. I'll see Lupe at some point. I definitely don't have no issue with him and harbor no kind of like ill feelings toward him. I just think it was just an unfortunate situation where we both didn't handle it well. But I think the pandemic, man, I think everybody was kind of like a little bit on edge during the pandemic. I think if it had happened at a different time and not the pandemic, where I was just locked in the studio and wasn't seeing my family and wasn't getting no sun and all types of shit, lifestyle was just a little bit crazy, I think I probably would have handled it a little bit different. Maybe if I'd have had a little bit more sleep. I was a little irritable during the pandemic, you know, so you live, you learn. I can't go back and do it over, you know what I mean? Like I can't take full responsibility for how it happened and what happened. It just is what it is. You just learn from it and just try to make sure that my name ain't associated with nothing like that ever again. You know what I mean? Like a battle is one thing, but just a bunch of mess, like I just ain't really doing a whole lot of explaining and people accusing you of lying and taking things you saying the wrong way and piecing this with that and thinking you mean this, and just I ain't never felt so fucking misunderstood in my life. Like I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, you better off not engaging certain things. Crooked.
So will Slaughterhouse get back together, or is the bridge burnt?
Slaughterhouse is definitely not getting back together. Now, it's different with Slaughterhouse. With Slaughterhouse, it wasn't beef. With Lupe, it felt like it could potentially become a situation where it's like me and him gonna see each other when we see each other. I didn't want that. It was an argument. Both of us are articulate enough and like smart enough to be able to talk our way through our emotions without getting upset. Like I said, we handled it wrong. So that's more closer to like what beef would be, even though it wasn't beef.
And boy, if you had any hopes for anything Slaughterhouse related, well, it is not looking good, bruv.
With Crooked and Joel, it never was beef. It never was feelings of beef. Once again, I didn't handle the way that I was feeling well. I didn't handle it well. So with that situation, I was just hurt. I was hurt and I was confused because you know my feelings. Like why would you fuck up something so special? Fuck up a brand that we felt was so special.
So special.
Because of whatever personal feelings or whatever it is, whatever the reasons, without even jumping to conclusions or assumptions, there were feelings that weren't conveyed to the other people that were involved. From my end, I'm speaking just about Crook now. I thought me and Crook was tight enough to where with every issue he had, and if he was thinking about, yo, I'm out, I ain't fucking with Slaughterhouse no more, he would just come to me and tell me. So when he didn't do that, and I knew that we had like numerous conversations and he had plenty of opportunities to tell me, that he purposely withheld telling me so they can blindside us with the album, so they can get a response, so they can respond to the response, and then keep, like courting engagement. To me, I just felt like me and Crook's relationship was just way more family oriented than that. So it was just like, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know if I should be mad. I didn't know if I should be sad. You know what I mean? Like I had like a whole lot of plans and ideas for the Slaughterhouse shit. I was looking forward to going in and doing it because creatively I was in a weird space at that time where I just ain't really know what I even wanted to rap about. So to get in there with them would have been easier for me to do. It would have been an easier next thing for me to do. And then to sit on the phone with everybody and make all these plans and then go to Shady, fight to get the group taken off Shady. We do all these things, we have all these meetings, and then just out of nowhere, boom, they pull that. It was just like a curveball that I wasn't prepared for. You know what I mean? So it never was beef. It was more like betrayal. It felt to me more like betrayal. So it's not really. It's not really nothing for me to like. It's nothing for us to piece up or like I don't feel like I'm owed like an apology or nothing like that. I'm really not even there with it. I'm more so reflecting back on how I handled myself, how I represented myself, and the way that we went out as a group, as a brand. I hate the way that we went out. Yeah, I became collateral damage. That's absolutely correct. So, but as far as like what we were able to do together, though, I'm still proud of that. I'm still grateful for that. You know what I mean? So it's not all bad. We was never group members. We were always solo artists anyway. So, you know, it had to end at some point. I just don't like the way that it ended, and I felt the way about it. I could have kept a lot of my feelings to myself. I should have kept a lot of my feelings to myself. I don't like the way that I handled it. But in terms of the way Crook and Joel handled it, it's inexcusable. I mean, I forgive whoever feel like that they sorry. I'm gonna give grace, of course. And I'm gonna try to think of like the good memories that I had with, but just in terms of coming back together and trying to rekindle some sort of creative spark, that's not gonna happen.
They saying Glass House, will it ever leak?
If Glass House ever leaks, it's not gonna be for me. If there's one thing I'm gonna always do, well, I'm gonna always try to do. I haven't always been, but one thing I'm gonna always do is I'm gonna be a professional. I'm gonna try to be a professional. You know what I mean? I'm gonna honor my relationships and my commitments. I got a relationship with Marshall, Paul, Shady Records. I'm not about to, you know, like do nothing that's like going behind their backs or something that they would feel a way about. I'm not doing that. So I want y'all to hear it though. I feel like if them two guys if we could have just made it over that hump, if we could have just had one meeting, Crooked could have been yelling, him and Joe could have went and had a shot to fade. But if we could have got past that and we could have got to the Glass House album or to whatever we was gonna do next, I think it would have elevated somewhere higher than it had ever been. I think so, personally. Especially judging off of how good Glass House is. Like I can't even listen to it because
Can I listen to it?
You wanna listen to it? You can listen to it. It's definitely our best work. Everybody was in a zone and everybody was just super personal and transparent, you know what I mean? And it was just like indicative of where everybody was at the time, coming off of Welcome to Our House, coming off of that and feeling like we didn't really hit our mark, but we learned so much off of just missing the target that we had so much input and we had so much to say, so much that we wanted to talk about. So it became something much better than just us being in there seeing who can rap the best, you know what I mean? Which is one of the things that people always wonder, could we do as a group, you know what I mean? So creatively, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking just because you know the potential. But as a businessman, it's disheartening, you know what I mean? But just as a man, as a person with feelings, it's I don't think I had nobody spin me like that. Like what I was shown in the process of that, even though I was in the wrong with a lot of things that I was saying, what I was shown was just sides of people that I didn't know was there. So I started to just question my own judge of character. Like, damn, I've been around this person in such close proximity. And he's capable of doing some shit like that. I mean, people complain about Joe and talk about Joe this, Joe that, but Joe ain't did nothing like that. Joe ain't doing nothing like that. To me, it's just like the only way that you could call yourself a stand-up person or just solid with somebody and pull off something like that or that magnitude, it got to come with some lies and some spins, and just to make it to the people feel more like, you know, like you in the right and you well within your right to do something that's just wrong. That's how I felt about it.
So clearly, Royce the 5'9" and perhaps even Joe Budden still feel like they were betrayed by King Crooked and Joel. And when it comes to leaks, there's always a possibility of Glass House leaking in the future. And if you recall a while back, we got the straight to the lab leaks where songs recorded over 20 years ago hit the web.
前の男に何が起こったか覚えてる?
So it is not impossible. And this segment on a conversation Royce had with Eminem about Kendrick versus Drake has sparked some interesting reactions.
Where's the bad meets evil?
Well, bad is right here. Bad right here and evil at the crib. I don't even know what Marshall been even on. I don't know what he even been doing. I'm sure he probably recording, but I don't know what he working on, what he doing. Did me and him talk about the Kendrick and Drake battle? Hell yeah, of course we did. But I'll never tell you what we talked about. But we definitely talked about that shit. He was one of the only people I was talking to about it when it was going on.
They gonna say go to bed, but they don't want to leave until we do. Make up with Crooked already. You need that collab again, sir. Shout out to your queen. Peace to Kid Vicious. Always love y'all family dynamic. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Thank y'all.
On that note.
And many rap fans have jumped to conclusions for some reason. For Royce, who hates Drake, now this is news to me. To hold back, that means they peeped their Fugazi corporate push Kendrick got, and that this ish wasn't about bars at all. And looking back, I don't think Royce revealed who he thought won the battle in that livestream, but that didn't stop some fans, and some got quite defensive in response to Royce's comments. Who cares? Kendrick won, and no matter what they talked about, wouldn't change who the culture chose. Shrugs emoji. Now, did this user just say that who cares about what Royce and Eminem think about Kendrick versus Drake? Really? Is that what it's come to? And Royce didn't even say that he thought Drake won or Kendrick won, and refused to reveal the details of their conversation. Yet everyone seems to be jumping to conclusions in the comment section. Another one. Pretty much sums up why Eminem and other artists from 2000s era were so quiet about the beef. Getting to do a Super Bowl and having the biggest moment of your career from defaming someone, of being black and calling them a sexual predator, were reasons they didn't support Kendrick. But perhaps I'm missing something, so I'll throw this one over to you guys. Share your thoughts below in the comment section and see you on the next one.